Hello and welcome back everyone, I'm Pirate Master Murdoch. In today's video, I'm going to show you guys how to make the best PvP decks possible in Pirate Nation for PvP. And by doing that, I am going to be using the Pirate Nation Taverns site. That way I can save my deck to my profile here, and then I can share it to you guys at the end of the video by sharing a link directly to my profile, which my profile will have every single deck I've ever made saved right there, which means it'll have all the expertise, all different levels, every single deck that you could possibly think of will be there, and it'll be optimized in the best possible way. And if you see a deck or an expertise that's not there, leave a comment in this video and I will go and make that deck when I have time. And then that way you can always refresh and find your deck there. And again, that link is going to be saved right at the end of this video. So it's going to be right down below and it should help you make your best decks, and it'll be linked right to my site on the Taverns. Now, if you haven't used the Pirate Nation Taverns site before, you really should. It's one of the greatest sites ever. You can see all of the gauntlets, you can see the world map encounters, all the skills, all the crafting, you can build decks, you can do tournaments, it's everything. But for this video, we are going to build a brand new deck, and I'll kind of walk you through how I make decks, and then also share it with you at the very end of the video. So in this case, if we just quickly look at the Tavern site here, you can see here you can choose what pirate level, which ship, which expertise, and everything, as well as which items to include. So for this video, we are going to do a damage pirate that is level 33, and we are going to do a sloop, and we're going to do that sloop level 4, because I feel like a lot of people have a level 4 sloop already. And if you don't, maybe try a galleon for PvP. Sloop's good for, gauntlet, but this is strictly for PvP. Now, for PvP, there are different items that you're going to want in your slots for your ship. The first one has to be shackles. Shackles is an absolute must for every single ship. No matter what ship or expertise or anything, shackles is an absolute must. Another one is the cargo wench, but we're actually not going to use the cargo wench on this ship, and instead we are going to use the quality med kit here, which gives other really good cards. The next one that we're going to do is actually the pirate sail. So you can actually do the pirate sail here, or you can do the high quality one. In this case, we're just going to do the pirate sail because more people will have that one. And then the last one here, you have a couple options. One is the iron sights, which for damage one gives you a special one that does 50% more damage. That's like hit the dry powder. It's a really, really, really good attachment, and we're actually going to use that one in this video. So this one is a little bit more of a budget friendly ship attachment, which again, if you don't have the quality med kit, you can actually just switch that out for the quality sail or even an iron armor. It really depends on your playstyle, but these are pretty good attachments for a damage sloop. So now, next thing we're going to want to do is change the cards over to like this, so that way we can see much more cards. And I know my head is in the way for a little bit, but that's okay. You're still going to be able to see everything. After that, we switch it to edit mode, and then we can actually remove cards. And before we start removing cards, I always like to go from low to high AP, just because I think it's a lot easier. So now we're going to start removing all the cards that pretty much are not really useful too much in PvP. Actually, this one could be nice depending, but like all of these we really don't need. Don't need that, don't need that. You should try to keep all of your AP stuff. You don't need the Masterful Plan. Damage Pirates have enough really good ones. Here's Hit the Dry Powder. That's a really good one. Stack the Deck is also another really good one that I like to keep. We don't need any of these. The Iron Guard isn't bad, but if you have the Hardened Shields, they're significantly better. Gut Punch is an amazing card. You should always have this one. Don't need that one. Don't need that. Don't need that. Don't need that. We're going to keep all of those for now, and then we scroll right down to the bottom. We don't need Misdirect. We don't need any of these. We don't need this, 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 this. Get rid of all those scatter shots. We don't need that evade, and we don't need this or this. And now let's just go back up and see. We've got 44 cards, so we can remove 4 more cards now in the deck. So there's lots of options that you can actually do here. So my opinion for you guys is, remove 4 cards that you don't think you're going to use as much, and then you can replace them with other cards. And if you find, for an example, in this case, you leave in the fix-it cards, say you leave both of these in and you find you don't really use them too much in battle, you can actually remove them and put in other cards that you might use instead. So that's just something that you'll have to do. So once you get this deck from me, you can still optimize it and personalize it a little more to add in certain things that you might like. So in my case, I'm actually going to remove the Inspired Attack. I'm going to remove 2 of those, and then let's see what else we can remove. So I like having the critical target here because it's really good. It's good for combos. Same thing with hit the dry powder. If you can get either of those comboed with the long 9s, you're laughing. Target weakness is an absolute must. You need this in your deck at all times. Now there are a couple other ones you could remove. Like you could remove this evade here. You could remove a heal. You could we had a broadside that snuck in there. Good thing I caught that. We definitely don't need that, which means 1 card now. So if you're looking at all of this, right, I would say removing this evasive card is probably the best one, because if you look at it, this one puts up 2 evades and this one puts up an evade. Do you really need a single card that does 1 evade that doesn't do any damage? No. So I would remove that. This way here you have a bleed, which can help counter health pirates, and then you also have your long 9s with the target weakness. And something that you will need to know is this deck is only so good. You still need to know the combos with damage that can really make them powerful. So really common combo move is you use target weakness on your 1 turn, and then if you can, you try to use stack the deck to get hit that dry powder plus a long 9s for your next turn. And then your next turn, you do that long 9s with the hit the dry powder, and you do like 150 damage pretty much with that target weakness. And that is like a crucial blow to anyone. So that is just one combo. There's many other combos you can actually do, but this deck here, gives you a really solid foundation. You have lots of AP here. You've got 2 cleanses, which is helpful. You've got a gut punch, which is also really, really, really handy because it's just like a target weakness, but for 1 turn. And then you got a lot of heals and shield, and then you got all your damage cards right here. And overall, this is a really good deck. Obviously, when you get up to level 35, you get a couple better decks. But in this case, we're going to save this, and what we're going to do is we're going to name this deck right here. We're going to name it Damage 33 and Sloop. And we'll just fix that little capital L. And there we go. And now we hit save. And now this deck is now saved to my profile here. So I'm going to actually go to my profile now, just like this. I go right to my profile, which this will be linked down below. So here you can see like all of my stuff, all of my founder pirates. You can see everything. Just ignore all of that and you can come right down to here. And here you can see I have a lot of different decks already made. So I have my accuracy, I have a speed, I have a better accuracy, I have a damage one made for fish. So huge shout out to fish. I've got another damage sloop here that's level 35 with the maxed out ship. So I haven't done a lot of lower tier decks, but by the time you see this video, there should be at least 3 or 4 more lower tier decks for the different expertise here. And you can see the deck just right here. You can click it and it'll bring it straight to the deck. And then you can just copy all those cards in when you edit your deck. You can also see like all of my hard and normal gauntlet stuff right here. So you can check that out too if you're really curious. But again, this is where you're going to want to look on my profile. You'll be able to see all of my different decks. And if you see a deck here that isn't in there. So in this case, there's no health pirate or evasion pirate. So I will be adding those ones in shortly. But for example, say you have a damage pirate, but you don't have a sloop or a galleon. Well, you can say, hey, like I want a damage frigate, but a level 30 damage with this, and then leave that comment down below, and I will try and make a deck for that in here, and then that way you can come and find it. So obviously right now I have just a few decks here, which also, fun fact, the accuracy and speed decks right here are all of the decks that the people in the top 50 and top 10 are using. They all do customize it slightly, so it kind of plays more to their playstyle and their combos. But I just want to disclaim one thing. If you use these decks, it doesn't guarantee a win, but it will help you. You still need to know the combos. Now, there are combos for each different expertise and ship, and you really have to learn those combos. And I can try and teach you when I'm live or streaming or even in my next video. But the best way to do that is just play and try some crazy things. And if you have a card in your deck you're not using, go and swap it out and, put in a different card that you might not think you'll need and just see if you use it more. And that could actually really improve your deck or, make it worse. And it's just kind of a balance. But otherwise, here are all of my decks so far. Again, this will be linked right down below so you can go and use that and make super decks. And hopefully I will see you up at the top because I think PvP is really fun. And I think this will help a lot of people. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys all in the next video. Yarg!